Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for a weekly angel reading for July 9th through the 15th, 2018. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath and to tune in to the wisdom and insights that come through the alignment of your monad I am presence and your higher self and soul. And so as we sort of just allow ourselves to connect in with all the abundance of resources that are available to us, allow yourself to feel the expansion of your consciousness as it connects in and tunes in to the higher frequencies and dimensions of the angels and of your soul and God's love. Just allowing yourself to have a moment to really feel the embrace of all of this, the support of all of this flowing through you, flowing through your energy fields, the cells of your body, bringing relaxation and a soothing calm to your heart and to your mind. And so as we tune in to the energy for this particular week, for July 9th through the 15th, 2018, I'm getting a sense that in this week that there is a great potential for new understanding, new wisdom about and perspective surrounding success, abundance, and rewards, that opportunities, correction. There's a sense of hope that that starts off the energy of this week. So this new clarity, these new insights, they begin to help you to formulate, or first of all, they help you to feel more hopeful. And it feels like a week of profound intuitive awareness. So some kind of spike in your intuition. I keep seeing something that gives me a sense, like I see, when I see this person, this image of a person driving, and it looks like they are almost launching something. They're going towards something. They're launching it. This gives me a sense of you moving in some direction, and it gives me a sense that you're about to launch in a new direction. So this could be, spiritually. It could be personal, or it could be something that a project that you're giving. This project, this idea, is now taking a specific direction, new direction, that you've had this new clarity, and you're getting this sort of impetus from your higher self, your I am presence, is what they're telling me. So this means that the information that's coming along with this direction, it may not feel familiar to you in some ways. It may not feel. It may create a little bit of anxiety, because you may not have certain, let's say, um, you may not recognize um, certain things in this journey. So it's sort of this way: when we step out into the unknown, we really are just like being on the edge of a cliff. Um, and we don't have the ground that we're used to standing on, or the surroundings, or the environment, or the community, the supports that we're used to. And so this can be intimidating. But if you could embrace that intimidation, you know, they're showing me that this is an opportunity for you to break new ground. They're literally showing me a shovel in the soil where you're about to break ground here. So if there's something that you're doing where it feels like this for you, or it's very literal, maybe you're doing something that you are breaking new ground, maybe you're starting a new business, or you're starting a new job, or you are um, changing your plans, or your plans of action, or you are stepping out um, in a new way. You know, you're trying a new approach. This is okay. Okay, just know that you're okay. Know that you are doing the right thing. That this is coming from the highest part of your soul. Okay, this is coming from your monad, your I am presence. This is really divinely guided. You may not understand everything, but you are coming from the highest place of integrity within your being. And so this is all that you need to know right now and understand. And that it takes this kind of experience, it takes this kind of, it, this kind of being uncomfortable, being in the unfamiliar, for you to really truly break the kind of ground that you're hoping to open up for yourself. So don't be afraid of this kind of beginning. I saw the word organization, and I feel like that there may be an organization that I feel like this for some of you, that there may be an organization that you may find that can help you to feel supported, or that may be able to support you. I feel like I've seen the word self-sustain. So, you know, this could be many type of organizations, but for one that comes to mind is some kind of group or organization that who's open to sort of these groundbreaking experiences in our lives, and has created a support system so that you don't feel jailed in. That's the word I'm seeing. Um, Not quite sure I understand it, but not quite sure if I understand in the context that they mean it. But you may get it. So it seems like some of you are really looking to adopt some new practices, is what they're saying. And they're writing that you started to adopt some new practices on the surface, but you're looking to go deep now. You're looking to really go deep, and they're writing with people. So for some of you, you're looking for an organization where you can go deep and be open in that way with the people that you're associating with, that they share this very deep, below the surface kind of um, situation, because they're writing the word stability. You're looking for this kind of stability, where a place where you can feel safe, where people share the same light as you. And so you're recognizing that some of the changes are being inspired by this. When you recognize that you've been in a situation where you struggle only because the you're working with people who you no longer share on those deep levels um, the same goals. You're no longer aspiring towards the same things. And so now it's time to make that change. Or at least you're recognizing from this situation that you shouldn't allow yourself to be held back by these circumstances and these associations, that you, in fact, do need to, if anything, being around them tells you that you need to really be yourself, that you need to go below the surface and really tap into your power and your core strength by just activating, who you truly are, and not being ashamed or afraid of it any longer. This is how we get stuck or trapped, because we keep trying to cower to the norms, and the norms just don't fit us, because their norm is not your truth. And so in order to fit those norms, you have to suffocate, suppress your own truth. And this is where all the confusion begins and ends. And confusion is just one big state of feeling trapped, not having options, and knowing that they exist, but you're afraid to engage them because you won't be able to fit, into those norms. You're unable to conform. So this is about learning to feel safe, and as much as you try to fit in, you're discovering that the only safe place for you to be is within yourself, is to honor your truth, and to not try to make it look like something it isn't, so that other people are happy or content, or that they feel comfortable. Okay, so let's take a look at the card from the Archangel Oracle. And they want you to know that you're not going to be alone. Okay, so I get a sort of a vision that gives me a sense that sometimes you're afraid that you're going to be alone if you just are yourself. What they're telling me is that when you truly become yourself, you're going to manifest a partner in your life, or if you're in a relationship, that relationship is going to really shift, and you're going to be able to, once you find who you are and you're comfortable. So it's not about finding, because you really know who you are. We're never lost. We're just afraid to be that. And once you do, the person that loves you, that you're with, will either, fly the coop, and that would be a good thing, or they will go deep and be that person that you truly want. But either way, you just won't be alone. You'll draw towards you the people who truly are ready to stand by your side and be a support, and be this reflection of the compassion and the extraordinary gifts that you represent. And as we're looking at this card, remember who you are. Here we have this card again with Archangel Michael. So we're going through, this is the third time in a month or two that this card has come up. And so this is telling us that with Archangel Michael, it's about integrity. And because in order for us to fulfill our purpose, we have to be in integrity with ourselves, with our higher self, and with God. And so as we are no longer afraid, it's so interesting. If you think about this thought just come through, that we want to be close to God, or whatever we call this in the universe. We want this closeness. We want to know, we want to feel it flowing through us. We want to feel that alignment, that inner peace. You may recognize your connection with God, or God as being in alignment, feeling safe, a place of peace or joy and happiness, feeling loved. And the reason for the lack of this, or the in our lives, is because we are unwilling to strip away the facade that we uphold in order to fit in all the time. And the minute you just strip all that away, and that means all that judgment they're writing, when you restore their writing, you immediately restore your connection, that alignment, that feeling of security, peace, all of that returns to you. It's restored to you. This prosperity, it's all the presence of God is restored to you when you strip away anything that you've tried to that you've manipulated in order to conform. So the clearest way to have access to God's wisdom, God's love, and His prosperity is to be yourself. And the only way that you could ever be yourself is to stop doubting yourself, to stop questioning who you are, and be who you are. You get messages about who you are all the time because it's you. And the thing is that you're not always happy, or don't feel like you can be happy in being those things, because of what you think others, or how you may fit into the norms of the world. But this is why honoring your truth is so important, because it is the only way to have that clear, clean, pristine alignment with God. This great infinite joy, this joy that never runs out, that eternal high that we've all been trying to find so many ways to get back there. We've tried everything. We're even desperate enough to try to fit in and to conform to this world and to what other people validate. We're desperate. That's why we have all kinds of substances that we use, all kinds of surgeries, and all kinds of things that we try to do to ourselves physically and emotionally to induce this feeling, this high that we ultimately possess, if not for that we can't allow ourselves to just be who we truly are. And so as we remember who we are, and you do all the time, because that's what you're fighting against. That when you wake up in the morning, and after that bliss of rest wears off, and for some of us very quickly, we begin to struggle, begin to fight with our lives, every thought is resisting, is fighting with the integrity of who you know you are and who you want to be. And it's because you can't be, you feel you can't be, or you feel you can't express yourself or exercise your divine truth, you then end up in this wrestling match with every bit of truth you know you should take action upon, or that you should allow. And so stop fighting with yourself. Stop fighting against the thoughts of truth that inspire you. And I want to be clear about this. Again, this is what the angels have really given to me so that we understand that the voice of God does communicate with us, and it is inspiration. And anything, any attribute that is of a similar frequency that uplifts us and uplifts others, it first uplifts us. And you have to trust, not question or doubt whether or not it will, or, and I don't mean this in a negative way, or care if it uplifts others. Of course, you shouldn't try to uplift someone who doesn't want you to do it and they're completely closed off. That is not what I'm saying. But the point is that you should first care about what you are beholding within yourself as this energy flows through you. You should care for yourself first. Take it for yourself in order to really be able to give it with the wisdom that it will impart to you. It will impart to you the wisdom of who you should share it with. Okay? So this is really important that we grasp this and understand this. Remember who you are. Okay, let's take a look at the first card for the week. We thank Archangel Michael for really bringing this message through about our integrity and our authenticity being one, being the highest achievement. This is the reason that you're here. This you should exalt above all other things, because when you do, you are fully living the alignment, the purpose of God within you, and you're bringing that into the world, and you're making the world, the presence of God's I am, that I am present. You're making the world and all of creation more. You're fulfilling that by restoring, not only to yourself, but to everyone and everything, this divine alignment. All right, so let's take a look at the first card for the beginning of the week. All right, interesting. So we have the Five of Air. And what this is saying is talking about that struggling, fighting to express yourself, to communicate. This card for me, in this moment, reminds me so much of how you're trying to express yourself or communicate, and feeling like that they're worrying about what others are thinking or planning. And when you do that, you get drawn into the drama that's being sort of played out around you. But you're forgetting your role. And your role is to always be who you truly are, no matter what drama is playing around you. Because the person who remembers to be who they truly are, to speak, to act from their truth, with that level of integrity, openness, and honesty, this person has the greatest influence of what is occurring. And so, beginning of the week, remember not to fall into these traps. And this card also often talks about betrayal or backstabbing. Okay? And so, the thing here is that we want to remind you is that to perceive this in another is to give them the power to have this, to hold this condition over you. Do you understand? Because when we take things personally, that's when we invite that energy into our lives. That's like believing in it. And yes, the person's actions may sort of exemplify these characteristics. But you have to remember that what pain and suffering must they be in to see the world through the illusion of it, the ego, to not see, to no longer, to be so out of alignment, to no longer be able to see with the alignment or the eyes, the heart, the compassion, the love of God. This is the greatest cruelty, but only we do this to ourselves. Peace is yours. God does not remove himself from any of us. We, by not being ourselves, by not always seeking the alignment, when we feel the sort of, when we're out of sorts, and instead of seeking a way to get back, to help ourselves, to get back in alignment, we go and we give to this energy, this frequency, and we start telling that story. And once we start telling the story, it becomes our reality. We believe it. If you tell any story, so if you say, this person treats me this way, this person looks at me this way, once you start telling that story, that means you believe that person. You believe the story that is unfolding. And by that act, you have given permission to the story to become your own. See, remember, your soul is not hackable, because at the highest level of existence and dimensions, you are one with God still. You are extended here, and you are witnessing, you know yourself in this three-dimensional framework, but you don't exist only in this three-dimensional framework. You exist in dimensions higher as well as lower. And the thing is that your consciousness can choose to be focused through one specifically or through it all. But when you focus as God is through it all, you hold yourself at the highest frequency of compassion, that is, and you understand. You receive the peace of understanding, as it would be. So let yourself in this beginning of the week engage the peace of understanding over what appears. Remember, just because something appears does not mean it's the story that you have to live or tell. So tell the story you want to live. Be always about telling the story you want to live. So if people are talking behind your back, tell the story that you want to live. What about the people who admire you? Should you give your attention to them or the people who are talking behind your back? Should you care more about what others think about you or what you think about yourself? Because this is the question that is causing you to choose whether you're going to live in integrity and truly be yourself or not. Okay? Let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. And we have the Eight of Earth. And this means that you're going to learn a very profound lesson in this week about what we're just talking about. You're going to learn a very profound lesson, and you're going to learn this lesson purely on your own, but in the support of this drama. Um, you got to remember the contrast. How would we know what hot was if we didn't have cold, and vice versa? So it is with the things that we like and don't like, or want and don't want. Okay, they help us to learn the lessons that cultivate our spiritual integrity and growth. So don't fight with it. Choose which side of this do you want to be on. Make that choice. Make the decision for yourself. Okay? Let me just tune in a little bit and just see what's kind of coming up. And remember, we're talking about, they reminded me of breaking new ground. And so this is the more subtle way that some of you are going to be breaking new ground in your life, in your path towards alignment and ascension. That you're going to begin to put away the childish things, the childish roles and stories that you played and told for so long, and they made you feel trapped, right? And so one of the things they're showing me that as you create this alignment, powerful manifestations are looming for you. Powerful manifestations are looming for you. And you will be able to embrace them and to accept them. You're going to fight with them less. And this will, once you say to yourself, the hell with it, I'm going to be me, they're telling me you will worry less. Think about the impact of why we worry so much. Because we're always trying to figure out a way to make everybody else feel good but yourself. And you know how much extra planning and strategic planning this takes, the energy that you exhaust in a day, not even a day, in a moment, when you're always trying to you have to do so much manipulating of yourself. You get all twisted up, and whew, my goodness. So just think of how much you're going to be able to allow just from being yourself. So this is going to be a huge lesson. It's going to be groundbreaking. And look at this. We have another 5 card, but it's the major arcana, and the unity card, or usually the Hierophant, which is the spiritual teacher. The information is sort of put out there, disseminated. So here, this is about traditional viewpoints, and that this card says spiritual organizations seek out mentors and like-minded people. So this is where you are sort of bridging. You're bridging. You're bridging 2 worlds. You're bringing wholeness. You're holding high your spiritual truth, and then you are also a creator within this world, and so you're bridging this. It's like you're bringing your spirituality in a way that isn't you aren't. Let's put it this way. I guess like the feeling is that you're not trying to to break the system. You're not trying to tear down the system around you, but you establish, you compel this, you set the standard for the new norm, but the new norm is unconditional. It's about, as you establish being yourself, okay, then you make it, you inspire others to be themselves. And that's sort of like the new spiritual paradigm, new spiritual wisdom, that you don't have to go out and proselytize. Just by being, people see it, they feel it, they experience it, and they get to taste it without your words, but just through your mere actions are, they are just welcomed, and they feel the safety, and they feel at home somehow, in your presence, like as if they're returning to their spiritual home. That's a sense I'm getting, and this would be groundbreaking, and it would free you, because now when you are being yourself, you light up, and it's like that light becomes admired, and you find yourself feeling perfectly safe in the surroundings, the people, the events. You feel completely safe and respected because you had the courage to be yourself. Okay? Now let's take a look at the card. Let me tune in and just see if there's any additional messages that come up about this card. And they're just showing me a gateway. And it feels like walking through a very important gateway, where you just feel so secure, and it feels like walking into happily ever after. And in this place, they're showing me an angel number 99, which is about getting to work on your life mission. It says, the spirit world has an urgent message for you. Get to work on your divine life purpose now. Ask the spirit world to help you with motivation, clarity, direction, and anything else you need. And what I'm really hearing is that this is going to be automatic. They're telling you in this message, but when you do this in this week, when you honor yourself and remember who you are all the time, that this is what you will activate. You will activate your purpose, your divine life purpose. And you will activate the motivation, the clarity, and the direction, and anything else you need. It will automatically occur for you when you do this. And I'm getting a sense is that, some of us think our purpose is like a job or career, and it's so much more than that. Your divine life purpose is spiritual happiness. When you're happy, the what to do, because I think that's what you think a spiritual purpose is, what to be doing. No, your spiritual purpose is about being, and knowing who you are as a being and allowing yourself to be that. That's your purpose. But you can only do that when you strip away all that stuff we were talking about earlier. Once you strip that all away, and you only take action that honors the truth of you spiritually, then all the direction, the clarity. See, you don't know what to do because you won't allow yourself to be who you are. Being who you are in all of that is encompassed what actions, what directions, what clarity, what to do, what to achieve. Because these are the gifts of your soul, your passions, your career choices. These are gifts, these are talents, you see. And so when you're not hiding, trying to fit in, your talents are revealed. And they're ready to soar and to and sort of interact. So please stop feeling sorry for yourself for thinking that you lack a purpose. You don't lack a purpose. You're just because you're just not being who yourself, your authentic self, which is just keeping hidden everything that your talents would allow you to do. Okay? Let's take a look at the card I already pulled from the bottom of the deck that gives the underlying message of in the theme for this week. And so this card speaks about, and I'm just because they're bringing back to something I saw at the beginning. I saw God and I saw art, and so this is about creative expression. I mean, our souls are really an art within themselves. They are artistic. They're creative expressions, and that can only happen when we're being ourselves, right? And so this card usually talks about teamwork and working together. So you're going to be learning a lot. I'm just going to pull this down for a little bit. So you're going to be learning about teamwork, how to love one another, remember who you are, and how to focus on the story. If you tell the story that has the highest vibration, this will shift the dynamic in those relationships that are troublesome. If you will learn, you will be wiser for it, and you will learn powerful new lessons, and you will create new standards for others to live by through your own example of integrity and authenticity. Okay, and this is what this card is really talking about. This how this week is going to shape for you, all in being just by being who you truly are. Okay, let me just tune in and see if I see any additional. All right, they're just showing me the angel number 4, which means that the angels are with you and that the angels are supporting you, and they're showing me the number 5. The angels are helping you. That a lot of you have been praying for change, and you've been praying for change outside of yourself. Well, the angels say that they're helping you with the change inside, because as soon as you remove those layers, you will experience the change, not only in yourself, because once you change, you experience in yourself, it'll change the way you see, how you feel about it all. And then you'll see all the opportunities that have been there and the possibilities and the options that have been there for you all along. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and thank you for joining us this week. I'll be returning with the daily card messages, I think most of this week. The following week I may be away a bit. But also, if you're looking for an angel reading, feel free to contact me at theangelschool.com on the service page and sign up for a reading. Get in contact with me so you can schedule them ahead of time so you'll know when I'll be around. And let's see, if you haven't gone to the Facebook page, you can go to that link below this video. You can find my webpage and my Facebook page and my Twitter page all in the description link below this video. So have a beautiful and powerful week of expansion and spiritual growth. And may God bless you all. And I'm sending you lots of angels to support you through all of this. God bless you.